Hey guys, now we're going to use, starting with the decimal, changing it to a fraction or a percent. So to change it to a fraction, you're going to write the decimal as a fraction using a word phrase. Basically, you're going to put it into words. You're going to say it out loud, and then you're going to write it. So this, how you would say this decimal is 3/10. Remember your place value, so you say it 3/10. So you write it as the fraction 3/10. The biggest thing people forget here is to simplify. Make sure no matter what you do, you make sure your final answer is in simplest form. That means you divide the numerator and denominator by the same number and get it down to its simplest form. To change the decimal to a percent, you multiply the decimal by 100, or you just move the decimal back 2 places. See how it started here? Move it back 2 places. You do need to add that 0 as a placeholder, and that would be 60%. So flip your paper over and let's try some of the ones at the bottom to change the decimals to a fraction and a percent. So here we go. We've got 85 hundredths. So again, if you heard me say it, 85 hundredths. So we would say 85 hundredths, which would then simplify down to 17 20ths. Again, we got to make sure we simplify that. Then we're going to take the 85 hundredths, move our decimal twice back, going back twice, multiplying it by 100, and we're going to get 85%. Because again, percent is always out of 100. So if you look at the hundredths place, that's going to be the end of the percent. So if you see the 5, 85%. Let's try the next one. Okay, so it is 516 thousandths. So 516 thousandths. Okay, you got to make sure you've got that. So if I simplify this down, I started by just dividing by 2. And it's even again, so let's divide it by 2 again. So here we are in simplest form. So we're going to multiply 100 by 100, move our decimal back twice, and it's 51.6%. Remember to move that decimal back, multiplying it by 100. So why don't you try the next 2 on your own and then come back and watch the video to check it and make sure you've got it right. So I hope you've done both of these. If you say this one correctly, you are going to say 7/10. Okay. Remember, you could say 70 or 70 hundredths, but it would simplify down still to 7/10. Can't simplify it, we're good to go. So 0.7, move your decimal back twice. You're gonna have to put that 0 in there because you multiply it by 100. So it would be 70%. So this next one is 6 hundredths. So I hope you hear that, 6 hundredths. Then we're gonna simplify that down to 3/50ths. There it is in simplest form. We're going to take our number, multiply it by 100. Sorry, that should be a 6. Move our decimal back twice, and it is 6%. Again, the last one was 70 because the 7 was in the tenths place. This one is only 6 because the 6 is in the hundredths place. So those place values definitely matter. So I hope you've enjoyed this video on changing decimals to fractions and percents.